Hi, I'm illustrator and art educator Angel Shandy, and today I'm going to be teaching you some basic watercoloring techniques. So let's grab our paintbrush and some paper and let's get started. The tools you're going to need today are two brushes, a big one and a small one, your paper, paper towel, two colors of watercolor paint, water, salt, and rubbing alcohol. So to get started, I'm taking my big brush and we are going to do a flat wash. This first one is going to be opaque, so that means that it's going to be not as see-through. So I'm putting a lot of paint and not as much water to make my opaque flat wash. You want it to be pretty consistent. And then we're going to do our translucent. I just put a little bit more water on my brush. So translucent means you can see through it more. So we will have it more see-through. Our next thing is a gradient. So we'll start by putting a dark color up at the top of our paper. And then we'll add water as we go down to get a graded effect for our tone or value. You can also make it to where you have a graded color and a change from hue by putting a different color starting up from the bottom. And then you bring them up to meet each other in the middle using water so that you have a nice transition. Our next technique is called wet into wet. So first you're going to make sure that your brush is really cleaned out and you're going to put water all down in this square. And then I'm going to get my paint on my brush and we're going to put it on the water. You can see how it makes some really cool effects. We've got some really awesome blooming going there. It helps to make things a little bit smoother in their application. You can put different colors and that creates some different colored blooms as well. Our next application is a dry brush. So I'm going to take my little brush, get a little bit of water on it and then dab it off. And then I'm going to grab some of my blue paint, and this you can use a stippling technique. This is just on dry paper and it allows you to give different texture in your piece. Or you can also do a hatching technique with our cross hatching to give different textured pieces to your painting. Our last two pieces, we're going to do some big gradient washes. And the first is salt. What salt does is it pulls pigment to the places where the salt is, and then when it's dry, you pull the salt off. Then our last one is rubbing alcohol. This creates some really interesting blooming, and it creates a resist. So next, we're going to see these applications in action. Thanks for painting with me today. See you next time.